YouTube didn't just double the threshold to get monetized. They made it exponentially harder. Growth on this platform isn't linear. You can upload 1,000 videos and get absolutely nowhere. So these new requirements are designed to break you. They want to know how bad you want it. You got 6 months, because in February 2027, YouTube monetization is going to feel almost impossible. I just dropped a video, like there's literally a full year of footage in it. And I could not do that if I did not allow that year to pass. And if I want to continue to be consistent, I'm going to have to find a different way to do that. So it only made sense, especially with this change, to just release more frequently. And, oh God, we'll talk. I got like 7 strands left, but I do have a question for you, because I just saw this skit where this guy was like showing the BTS for some video that he did, and he was like saving all of the hair that came out of his locks when he took them out. So I do wonder, are you guys saving your hair? Is that a thing? Should I be keeping this in case I do a skit later on and I want to be like Abraham Lincoln, or if I want to have bushy eyebrows? Is that what you guys are doing out here? You guys are saving hair? It's gross. I think I've been doing it backwards. I focused so much on quality at the beginning that I kind of lost myself. So now I'm just trying to get the reps in. A couple videos a month just doesn't give you enough feedback. Sometimes it feels like we've put so many shots up, but when you look at the numbers, you really haven't. Ugh, egg on my foot. Gross. So yeah, YouTube just announced some changes to their monetization policy, and they're pretty interesting because I think it's going to change the way many of us document our lives. 4,000 watch hours was already pretty difficult. Like, I barely made it in. And I did so making fairly high quality vlogs. I don't know, let's say 2 a month, 25, 30 minutes. I had a blast. I documented my life in a way that I felt was incredibly authentic and artistic. It seems like with the new direction, they are really encouraging people to be far more professional than ever. Like, 4,000 watch hours was difficult, but if you do it long enough, eventually you have a video that gets pretty big, and that can clear 4,000 pretty easily. But 8,000 means theoretically you got to do it twice, or you have to be publishing regularly enough to build up the momentum to cross that threshold. The idea of documenting your life casually might be going away. In order to put the time and effort into making enough videos to get there, you're definitely going to have to start treating this thing far more professionally than you ever have. I've simply lowered my personal requirements in order for a video to be good enough to ship. Maybe I'm going to not try as hard. Maybe I'm just going to have a little bit more fun. PlayStation controller is doing the, what do you call it? Stick drift? Stick drift, yeah. It's driving me nuts. My guy is running around in circles. Check this out. Look at that. He won't stop. But to be fair, we have completed several games with that controller, so it's possible. But right now, this mission,
like half the missions, it wasn't even doing it.
That's the thing. I don't want to spend $70 on a controller that I barely use. We don't play enough games together to warrant spending $70.
Well, if you got Mortal Kombat, I'd destroy you in it so we can play together.
I don't want to play a violent game with you. I want to play a loving game with you. How do you decide what's worth it? This is the kind of stuff I usually cut out. And if I'm doing it more frequently, maybe that means that stuff has to stay. Maybe the more I edit, the harder this whole thing seems. Honestly, the goal isn't to edit at all. I want to just be able to pick up the camera, say what's real, and not have to cut anything. And the only way to get there is to stop editing entirely. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This is flat out disrespectful to creators. In fact, YouTube's drawn a line in the sand. They're pretty much telling you that if you're not a dedicated creator, somebody who's showing up here every single week, delivering some form of consistency, they don't value you. And I think that's wrong. But I also think that tells us that this is indeed a business, and that's how YouTube's treating it, like a business decision. If it doesn't make sense, they're not interested. And I think this is going to force many of us to reevaluate why we're actually here. And if you ever want to get to the point where you actually make a couple of dollars off of this thing, you're going to have to create specific content. And that's going to be a hard pill for many to swallow. In preparation for this video, I decided to look back at my videos, and I tried to see, when did I hit 4,000? When did I hit 8,000? And if I'm just being very cavalier, I'd say something like, well, it only really took me one video. But that's actually not true. While it might appear that one video attributed to most of my watch hours, the reality is it took like 130 videos for me to really understand what was working and what wasn't. Not to mention how long it took me to actually make those first 120 videos. They'll still run ads on your video that's not monetized. So it might not be good enough for them to pay you, but it's definitely good enough for them to make money off of themselves. But this again should remind you of what their priorities actually are. Eventually, no matter how much you love it, you do realize how much time and effort you've put into this, and you have to start asking yourself tough questions. How much longer can you do it? Is it even worth it? Is it sustainable? I primarily focus on workflow. I'm a busy dad. I have a lot of things going on in life, and if I want to find time to do this, I have to find ways to make it as seamless as possible. One of the reasons why I haven't increased my production value and tried to make it bigger and badder is simply because from the beginning I've known that workflow is the biggest challenge. And that's what I encourage everyone who ever decides they want to document their life to focus on. The effects and the cameras and the lighting and all the stuff that makes it look good seem incredibly valuable. But when you trim all that away, if you're not able to replicate that process fairly consistently, it doesn't matter. And I think just going forward, this is going to be the way. Casually, 2016 style. Grab a camera, go. Use your phone. Action cam. Just have fun. Like, all this big camera stuff is nice when you have someone who's actually watching it, but when you're trying to build that first wave of momentum, you got to focus on the voice. I think now they're asking us to make a decision. Do you care about monetization at all? If you do, what's your plan to get the watch hours you need? Maybe you focus on monetizing without using YouTube AdSense. And I think that's brilliant. Now's the time to run. Like, you got to sprint. You got from now until February 2027 before these changes take place. 4,000 you could definitely stumble into, but 8,000, you got to have a real plan, whether that be a plan for publishing, a plan for, niching down, a plan for something. And for me, I think that just means you're going to see more of me, because I can put 15 hours into a video and I can't guarantee that anyone's ever going to see it. So the only thing that I can control is how frequently I publish. It's not about being dedicated to YouTube. It's about being committed to my audience. There's nothing worse than finding a creator who you really like and then they just don't publish videos enough. And they're in their head about how good it has to be and, what to talk about. And you're like, hey man, I don't care what it is. Just publish it and I'll watch it. I think some of us are just going to have fun. Some of us are going to double down and become real business people. You don't need YouTube AdSense. There are a bunch of ways to make money on this platform. And I think this is going to cause a lot of people to reevaluate how they think about monetization and what other avenues they can focus on to help them make creating sustainable. But with that said, if I want to document my life the way I want to do it, I'm probably going to have to publish more frequently so that I can make some of the stuff that YouTube wants in order for me to be allowed to make the things that I actually sincerely care about. So sure, these new policies have probably forever changed the way we document our lives. However, it might not be for the worse.